about the high slot zone defense that we want to play this year, which is a modification of the box and one. It has some of the same principles, but the weak side wing has a different responsibility than is typical in a box and one. So we'll start just by talking about a couple of clear responsibilities and the way we want to set this up. For one, we've got this area highlighted in the dashed line, represented right there, and everything inside we're going to defend fairly aggressively, and we want to be in contact with the puck holder. Outside that, we call that the no chase zone. So if the puck is free and you are sure you are going to win, you're allowed to go out there and attack and win the play. But when you're faced with an opponent who has possession and you have the potential to get beaten, we're just going to put on a defensive posture rather than an attacking posture. Within the zone, as is typical with most box one style defenses, we've got the right defenseman has the area in front of the net on his side all the way down into the corner. We don't want to chase too far into the corner unless we think we can win the puck or we're in contact with the player. Lefty has the other side. Left wing has their half of the ice going out beyond the dots into the hit zones. Same thing on the right wing. And the center is going to have secondary support responsibilities all over the ice. I did want to highlight this concept of that is critical to the high slot zone defense that we're going to play, which is this area right here. Whenever the puck is on whatever the side of the rink the puck is on the strong side, the weak side winger wants to occupy that high slot, look to break up passes, support everybody else on the ice, and be ready to respond from that position. So we're going to want to, in the end, clog the middle of the ice all the time. So if the puck's on this side, the right wing's going to slide back into that high slot position. So we're going to call that the high slot zone, meaning we play a zone, but we emphasize having a player in the high slot all the time. So let's set this up. Let's say the opposing team, represented in triangles, has set themselves up into a standard attract triangle position like this. Puck's down in the corner. What we want to have is we want to have our right D on the puck. We have our center providing backup support. We have our right wing providing wing support. Our left D is in front of the net in contact, and our left wing is into the high slot position. So you can see we're clogging the front of the net. We have a couple of rules here. Whoever's providing the support has to be between the puck and the net and between the puck and the most dangerous people on the ice. In this case, this is this player and this player. So pucks cannot get through. To skip passes are really critical to blocking as a defensive unit. We don't want those to get through. Okay, the way this sets up, let's say the puck's down in the corner, the right wing slides over a little bit uphill of the dot. Their responsibility is either to go onto the winger or come out onto the point, depending on where the puck ends up. We cannot be too high or too wide because this player is very dangerous if they're going to make a move like this, especially if the center is focused on providing support. This is a backdoor play on the center, very dangerous spot, high success of scoring coming in on that angle. So the right wing positions themselves to be able to attack both the forward on the wing and the D. They can slide in the way here if the puck rotates over like that, then they come up on the puck. The center gets behind, the right D rotates out, left wing stays home in the high slot. Puck rotates out to the D. We want the right wing to get out there, center provide puck support like that. We're always looking for these guys making cuts. Got to have our head on a swivel. Men in front of the net, always physical contact with the opposing player, harassing them, letting them know that life in front of the net is not going to be easy. Puck rotates to the other side. Left wing slides out. Center slides in the support position. Right wing goes back down into the high slot. Again, high slot zone. When in doubt, get into the high slot. If they then reform their structure on the other side, puck's going to rotate down here, and now we've got to make a decision. If the puck is moving slowly enough, the left wing's responsibility is to get in a defensive position and have the center provide backup. However, depending on the structure and the way that the offense is set up and how fast they're moving the puck, the left wing will not be able to keep up with that play, in which case the center slides over and the winger provides support, and then we just kind of restructure a little bit. So the lefty is aware that this guy can be slashing, so they move to the front door. Right D has backdoor responsibilities, and the right wing is in the high slot. Puck goes down into the corner, lefty slides out, center slides over, left wing gets back into the regular support position, ready to go into the wing or back out onto the D, and we're back set up the way that we are. So when the puck is moving quickly, sometimes the position breaks down and we might be in a position where this wing wants to slide out. We need to resist that. This center has to get out into that position, because if the weak side wing, in this case, it's the right wing, because strong side was here, passes out there. If this guy slides out, now we have a huge hole in the middle of the ice where this guy can slide in, where this guy can be open, and we never want to vacate the middle of the ice. Worst case scenario, this guy takes a bomb, in which case we want to block that shot or prevent the tip and then guard the house. So if that rotation in this direction is too fast for the winger, center slides over, and then the left wing aggressively gets back into the support position, and we move it around like that. All right, so just wrapping up, a couple of key points. We want our center to be the most he's the hardest working person in defense. They are constantly providing support in all four quadrants of the ice. And if the defenseman or the winger gets beat, so let's say that the forward has escaped the D, that center is on top of him and is that primary responsibility for support. So if we restart that, forward's puck's on the wall, D is aggressively engaged, gets beat, falls down, whatever. Now we've got forward sliding out, center's always in good support position. So the center is the hardest working guy on defense. They're required to move all over. Whenever the puck's in the corner, we want the wing to slide out, and the weak side wing is going to go into the high slot area. So weak side wing, high slot, don't chase along the wall unless you're going to win, because we don't want to give up an on-man situation, and we're always providing support. One last point, it is very vital that players talk to each other on the ice, because if the rotation gets it all screwed up, you have to be able to fill in for the person who's making the move. So for example, in the position, say where the puck's up high, the right wing's on it, center's in support position, that puck comes down here. If the center is sliding over, we cannot have both the right wing and the center moving. They have to be communicating so the right wing knows to get into their support position, so that we don't overchase the puck and get the defensive structure and the defensive posture that we want bent out of shape.